we're gonna be talking about Resident Evil. We're gonna be talking about every single Resident Evil ever made. Just kidding. Just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're skipping 5 and 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, we're skipping 5 and 6 because I'm a LARPer, and also because I haven't played them. And to preface this, okay, before all you Resident Evil purists come at me, okay, I've only played the remakes, okay? I'm only gonna be talking about this stuff based on somebody who is a fake Resident Evil fan, who's only played the remakes. So if you don't like that, you just should click off right now. Editor Punki blow past. No. Anyway, I've already done 2 of these videos. I did one for RE0 and I did one for RE1. So you can go and check those videos out. They're pretty neat. They're a little awkward because that's when I started like barely getting into like voiceover stuff, I guess, and it's like a little awkward to watch. So I will recap what I said about those videos here. Kill him. Oh my gosh, this is horrifying. Billy? Okay. This is not... Hi there, it's going good. Do you know about a little game called Resident Evil Zero? Because if you don't, let me tell you about it. It's one of my favorite RE0s, or it's one of my favorite Resident Evils. It's very cool. It is, I like to call it the forgotten middle child, okay? Because no one gives a fuck about this game, even though I do, okay? I care about it, okay? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was good. And I thought the way that Billy and Rebecca worked together was so great, okay? Alright, I thought the co-op was, I'm a middle child. Hey, I'm a middle child too, okay? So I know what it's like to be a middle child, okay? And as the resident middle child of this household, I am saying that Resident Evil 0 is the middle child. The forgotten child of Resident Evil mainline games. Boom! This is my favorite Resident Evil, okay? I think it is only because it was my first. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, if we're being realistic, it might not be my favorite of all time. It's definitely up there just because, like, you know, it was my first, and you never forget your first love or whatever. I'm super excited for the remake, especially more now that they announced. Well, no, don't let me get ahead of myself. They didn't announce, but there's rumors that it's gonna be co-op. Ooh, so great. If it has co-op, that's gonna be even better, okay? But I'm okay with the computer Billy, okay? Because he would kind of just tank all the shots for me. So shout out Billy, never forget you. I deadass thought Billy was gonna die at the end of that game, but he didn't because he's my goat. Yeah, I will always have a soft spot for that game. I'm gonna say this right now, okay? I think this game will, when it comes out, when it's remade, everyone right now, I'm looking at you, YouTubian watcher, you YouTube watcher, not you chat, you guys are fine, you YouTube watcher, I know, you're gonna be like, wow, I've always loved RE0, nah, only me. I think it'll be a fan favorite if they do like the co-op and the AI for the companion. Well, because I love Billy and Rebecca. I thought they had a really cool dynamic, really cute dynamic. So yeah. Anyway, that's RE0. If you want more information, go watch my video on it. Let's move on. Pick us up.
Hey, Rat! Where the hell's he going?
He left us?
Chris, this way.
Where it all began. It's good. It's good. I enjoyed it. I did have, I feel like maybe not a controversial take on it, but one that perhaps not a lot of people feel like I feel, because I'm an empath. Editor Punki, add like rays of light and add in the background music. I'm an empath. I get why it took off. I know I didn't play the original one, but I played the remake, and can I just say, I think, I'm just gonna say it, for me personally, I love the aesthetic in RE1. I think it's so good. It's so like dark and grungy, and I kind of wish they would make some more. I know they've made a lot already, but like maybe a couple more games like this. I just really like the way it looks. I think the texture upgrade they did was really, really good, and I hope they do more games with this specific aesthetic. Although we will talk about future games aesthetic, because I have a lot to say about RE7. Okay, a lot to say about RE7. I love Jill. I love Jill so much, I wish they would bring her back. Cause they never used Jill, and I feel like she's such a cool character, and I thought she was so cute in her little stars outfit. But they hate Jill and never want to bring her back. But Capcom, if you're watching, please, please, I love Jill Valentine, bring her back. Oh yeah, my take on RE1 was that I feel like it was a bit of like, I didn't technically play the full game because I didn't play Chris, so I think if I play Chris I will have a better understanding of a fuller game. But it was good. It was good. If I just take it as just Jill's, it was good, but I do need to play Chris's side. So that was my controversial bunny quotations, the quote-unquote why it didn't feel like a full game to me. But I love the mansion. That was like my favorite thing. I love the like that's my favorite thing. I love the mansion, and I love the later references and future games they have to it, which we will talk about. Yeah, that's RE1. RE1 was pretty good. Pretty good on my book. I'm not gonna do a tier list on these games because I physically cannot like tell you like I can't decide. I can't decide which one is like my favorite or not. But yeah, that's my thoughts on RE1. If you want to know more, I made an actual full video about it, which will be somewhere around here. Whoa, somewhere. Whoa, you can't see, but it's on the screen somewhere. Ooh, put a big arrow pointing to it. Future me. Okay, now we're getting into... I've never made videos on these games before. Let's see. Gulp? Don't gulp. It's gonna be okay.
You'll need this.
What is that?
I can't take him.
Stop. And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate. You take it out.
No.
Or you run. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright. RE2. What can I say about Resident Evil 2 that hasn't been said already? When I initially started these games, I had a rule set up for myself that I was only going to play one character per game, okay? Because in a lot of Resident Evils, you can play as multiple characters. And I was like, you know what, we're just going to play Leon because, you know, that's what everyone else plays, blah, blah, blah. I ended up breaking my rule of only playing one character, and we played both Leon and Claire, and I'm so glad I did because I got the full scope. I learned from my mistake with RE1, so we played both Leon and Claire. What did I like about RE2? I love the puzzles. The puzzles are good, but I think what makes it better is the way that everything just kind of like falls into place, the way you're doing stuff, right? With the keys and stuff. There was maybe like twice where I kind of got lost, but for the most part, it was like my fault for being kind of dumb. But overall, like the way everything kind of felt like it was falling into place, it was really well engineered, like the way you go through the game and stuff. That's like my favorite part of the whole game, I'm not gonna lie. Except for that one part where I got stuck with the bomb. I got stuck with the bomb at the part with the jail to get like the last part to like escape RPD for the first time. That was my fault though, okay? But everything else was really good. Oh, I love that they introduced like the ability to play as like Ada and Sherry too. So great. I loved Sherry's stuff, like having to like, you know, be defenseless and just use, you know, your small stature was really, really cool. I thought that was well done. Apparently some people don't like Sherry's part. I thought it was fine. I don't mind these sections because they're not like super long. So like I'm just like, oh, it's cool. It's like a little taste, like a little sample, you know, a little Costco sample you get of playing as these characters, you know, and I'm like, wow, this is really good, you know, like a little Costco sample is, you know, what it is to play as Sherry or Ada. Mr. X was incredible. After having played RE0 and RE1, which between me and you, like, not that they weren't scary, but like, it was also a little bit more sillier. Loading into RE2 and having to run away from like an 8-foot tall dude who's bald was really scary. He was incredible the way that he was coded, just always metaphorically on your ass. I was definitely terrified. Too bad he died. Let me talk about the differences between like Claire and Leon. I did love the amount of variety in Claire's guns. I will say that. I feel like she had more not silly guns, but like more like adventurous guns, right? Because at one point you get like the electric guns, you know, whereas Leon is like pistol, shotgun. I think he gets the MP5. Shotgun, you know, like, she gets a little bit more, like, the silly guns and stuff. So I did like that a little bit better than Leon's side. But my one gripe about, like, Claire B playthrough was, dude, we had to kill William, like, so many times. I think we literally had to kill him 4 times. The first time with the ladder, the one with the lady, I forgot her name. She dies, like, immediately. The mom, sorry, she's the mom. And then again below to start the train, and then again on the train. Like, we had to kill this guy 4 different times. So that was a little repetitive for me personally. I feel like maybe we could have gotten away with taking out the one at the beginning of the train, you know, and just doing the one on the train. I think that would have been fine for me personally. That was my only gripe with the Claire B playthrough. I think it's different if you do Claire A, Leon B, but I haven't done that. So I'm only speaking on Leon A, Claire B. Gosh, man, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I probably sound insane. I'm like, Claire B, Leon A, William Birkin, have to kill him 4 times on the train. Like, I probably sound crazy. But yeah, RE2 was really good. Probably my favorite out of 2 and 3. Because 3 is very interesting. Of course there's an explosion. Of course he's coming. Please, just die. He falls in the water. Oh, ah.
Bitch can't even swim.
I mean, he probably can. Yeah.
Everybody's dead. Mikhail, everybody.
Except for me. That one evil guy.
Nikolai left us to die.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
RE3 Remake. If you had given me RE3 Remake as a standalone game, I would say that it is good. It's not bad, right? But I did a little bit of research, and I haven't played the original RE3, but I did learn that there was a shit ton of stuff they cut out. I literally finished RE3 in one stream, I think. We did it in like 4 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours or something. Yeah, apparently there's a whole section where Jill goes into RPD and stuff. So, although I cannot speak on that, I do acknowledge that a lot of the original content is cut because they were rushing production to work on RE4. Which some people justify it because RE4 is probably fan favorite game. But, it is a little sad. I do wish they would have, you know, added the cut content. Maybe we'll get an RE3 remake. Who knows? Maybe. I mean, RE3 remake of the OG. Maybe. We'll see. I said it earlier. I miss Jill. I wish we would see more of her. I'm really hoping the next game has her in it. Even if she's not a playable character. Just a crumb Capcom of something. Okay. Anything. I will take anything at this point. Who else was in it? Carlos? He's funny. I think my favorite thing about Carlos is how much he hates doors. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know why he hates doors, but that's a thing. So, shout out to Carlos and his hate for doors. That's another character. Capcom did this really interesting thing where they will introduce a cool character. Example. Billy. Carlos. I'm sure it's gonna happen with Grace, as much as Grace is very cool. they will introduce this really cool character, have them in an entire game, and then never bring them back. Which I kind of wish they would stop doing that, because a lot of these characters are really cool. I really like Grace. I'll save my Grace comments for later. I have a feeling we won't really be seeing her kind of ever at all. Like, I think we'll get hints of her in the background the way that we got hints of her mom in RE7, but I don't think we will ever really see her as a protagonist ever again. But yeah, that seems to be a pretty common thing that Resident Evil does. But yeah, you know, a lot of people don't like the laser sequence with Jill where she uses the laser to kill Nemesis, but between you and me, I kind of don't mind. Like, she was wading through sewer water and like jumping off of roofs. If she wants to kill him with the laser, let her kill him with the laser, okay? It's not the craziest thing that's happened in Resident Evil, alright? But yeah, overall, it does feel a little bit empty. I wish there was a little bit more puzzles and we had gotten the Jill RPD sequence, and just more of the cut stuff from the original RE3. But as a standalone game, if you do not account the original, it's an alright, like, 4-hour game, you know?
Raccoon City.
We were there.
You know, after the incident.
The
The world
nuke?
changed.
Oh,
You try to save one person, 100 others die.
yeah.
I guess I changed too.
You. Leon S. Kennedy.
She said her name.
You haven't changed. You just think you have.
Alright, here, you want to know my opinion on Leon S. Kennedy? I like him. I like Leon. I think his story is pretty well done so far. I wish he wasn't so objectified all the time, because he genuinely does have a really good story arc throughout these games, and I feel like a lot of the times people just see him as like, hubba hubba wooga, like Leon Kennedy. So yeah, that is one of the travesties for his characters, that he's often just objectified. But for me personally, I do like his story arc. He is also cool, alright? He's like the coolest dude in RE. I'm not quite sure what they're gonna do with him anymore. He is kind of he's kind of a moneymaker. I'm not gonna lie. He is a moneymaker. So we'll see what they do with him. But if they never made another game with Leon, I think I would be okay with that. Mainly because he like gets everything. He gets like the coolest games. Like RE4. Ashley is fine. She was a little annoying in the beginning. But I mean, I feel like once you learn how to play around her, you get used to it, you know. She's just a silly college student. I didn't think too much of her as a character, you know. She was definitely one of those characters like Carlos where they just introduce him for the plot of the game and then they never really appear anymore. So she was fine. She was a little annoying. I did get her killed like twice, I think. Once in the beginning when I was like, I didn't know how to play around her, and then the second time when she got taken out a window, and I take responsibility for that. RE4 does have some really interesting enemies. I'm not gonna know the name, so just put the pictures. You know what is what, future me. The guys with the scope guys, you need the scope. The villagers when they go all crazy and get really tall, and then wasn't there another type of mob? Oh, and then like the general boss design was pretty good. I feel like all of the bosses were pretty memorable to me. I can't remember all of their names right now, but they're all pretty memorable. And yeah, the overall like story of Las Plagas was interesting to me too. I think it's really cool how they've done this thing where like they have like different versions of the virus, right? Because they did it with Las Plagas, they did it with the mold, right? It's kind of a different variation of like these viruses that we know. And I think it's kind of the only way you can keep Resident Evil going is just doing like different types of like the viruses and stuff. But yeah, I thought the Plagas was a good addition to the amazing roster we have of viruses already. Mercenaries is really fucking fun. Really fun. Really good. I think it's a DLC. I think it's considered a DLC. Oh, Ada DLC, I love. And I'm not just saying that because I am an Ada lover, but the DLC was really fun. Honestly, hot take, it is slightly more fun to play as Ada than Leon, just for the fact that she has the grapple and you can just zoom up to people. So yeah, that's my take. I think Ada's cooler than Leon, personally. But yeah, her DLC was fun. No complaints there, honestly. The story was alright. You know, the usual, swooping in to save girl story. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I don't need these games to have crazy writing or anything, because it's Resident Evil. It's always had like a little bit of like a silliness to it. So I don't need the stories to be crazy. I'm just here to like shoot stuff, man, and kind of get scared sometimes. Oh, I'm a bit sad there was no like stalker enemy in this game, but honestly, for my sanity and like having to learn the new combat system, I'm ultimately okay that there was kind of a lack of a Mr. X enemy. I'm pretty sure. I might be remembering incorrectly. But yeah, that's RE4. It's pretty good. I mean, people glaze it all the time. I don't gotta say anything because everyone loves this game. But it was good. There's a reason why everyone likes it, you know? We're not gonna talk about RE5 and RE6 because we haven't played them, but that's just because I'm planning on playing them off stream, okay? So I'm not gonna talk about RE5 and 6. Call me a LARPer there. It's fine, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know anything about 5 and 6, okay? But I'm talking about the ones that I have played, okay? Which brings us to our next one, which is... Hold up, I can't count. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm scared. Mia? Oh, what the fuck? Oh. Oh. My hand. Can you fix my hand? Alright, RE7. This is where I start to have a little bit more things to say, okay? Very, very interesting. Often maybe considered like the revitalization of this series. I didn't know anything about Resident Evil, I'm gonna be honest. But I do remember when this game came out. I remember being pretty young. How old was I when it came out? Let's see. Really? Wow, I thought it was, okay, I didn't think it was that. 2017? Alright, I was pretty young. I do remember watching everybody play this game though. I didn't know anything, like I didn't know anything about Resident Evil, but I watched this game like 17 different times. I remember watching everybody play it. But yeah, they're very interesting in a lot of different ways. Alright, let's start with the combat. Now, I will say I do prefer the combat of 1, 2, 4, right? Okay. But the atmosphere of like 7 and 8 is so well done that I think the balance for me is okay. Alright, the combat, let's be honest, it's just kind of shoot and push, alright? It is a little bit of a downgrade compared to RE4 for me personally, but again, the way that they build the atmosphere and they have the story work out is more than okay with me, alright man? Like, that shit is really good, okay? I think it's technically considered a Southern Gothic horror, I think, right? I think. Let me do some research. Let's see. Resident Evil 7 aesthetic. Louisiana Bayou Decay. I don't actually know what you would technically call it, but we're just gonna say it's that. If I'm incorrect, just correct me in the comments. It's fine. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen Resident Evil 7. Unless you don't know anything about Resident Evil and you're watching this video, then that's fine too, I guess. But pretty much just imagine like the scariest swamp you've ever seen. One of my favorite things about that game was the found footage feeling of it. And I'm not just saying that because it's really well done with like the explicit use of tapes and like just like the camera work of the tapes, but even like in the more subtle ways with the fact that it's a first person, you know? You literally are like someone with a camera and you're going through all this place. And I think that the colors that they chose to add a lot to the found footage like feeling of the game, because it's like really desaturated colors and it's just like really humid and damp, and you could just feel like, you could just feel like it's all sticky, and I would not want to be there. But I think this adds to like the found footage, because I think a lot of found footage movies are pretty, the cameras are old, they're pretty shitty. So I think that really adds to it. I think it was a perfect choice. They did a really, really good choice, really good choice with that. And everything is just so slimy. I hate it. It's like so gross. I don't know how they did it, but they made the atmosphere really disgusting. Ethan is a great protagonist. I don't care what anyone says. I like him a lot. Okay, I like Ethan. I think he's funny as fuck too. Okay, he says some stupid shit. But he's a really great character, and this is obviously further pushed than RE8, but I think it was a bit of a shame that it took like until RE8 for like people to start to like him, because even though his actions in RE8 do like cement him as this really great heroic character. I was there day one. I was an Ethan enjoyer, I guess, since day one. All right. So yeah, I think Ethan was really great. The Baker family was great. I know everybody loves to talk about the Baker family. There's like these videos on YouTube I've seen that have millions of views that are just about like just Jack or just fuck, I forgot his name, but that asshole, you know who I'm talking about. Just like talking about like individual characters. They did a really great job with the Baker family, and I think that's something that RE7 and RE8 does, is they are really, really good at making like these really interesting characters, and giving them really good backstories and stuff like that. There was a lot of stuff that was cut out about them, but as an artist, I also recognize that when you have deadlines and you have to release a finished product, a lot of the times you have to make like difficult decisions to like cut some of the cool stuff, or even just for like to make sure that the story is a little cohesive. So it is sad that there was a lot of really cool stuff that was cut out, but I get it. You know, like, I get it. The boss fights were a little bit different. My first boss fight took me a little too long. That shit took me like an hour. It should not have taken me an hour to kill him. What's his name? Jack, welcome to the family, son. It was a little bit of a learning curve, but I do think they're a little bit better than previous boss fights because they feel a little bit more interactive. Whether you're using like a chainsaw, or you're chasing dolls, or you're, you know, I think it's definitely a little bit more interactive than just like finding the eyeball on the enemy and then shooting the eyeball, you know. So I will say I think they did improve it a little bit there. I do agree with everyone, the slowest part of the game was the boat part, which is funny because it shouldn't be like a drag. Like, that part of the game should not be a drag because it has so much information about like Mia and about like Evelyn and about how like they came to be together and like how we even got to this point. So I do think it's funny that everyone hates that part of the game because technically it is the most informative part of the game. But it does feel like a little draggy, you know, like you have to go up and down and back up and get this piece and use the poison, or not the poison, the acid. And so I get why people don't like that part, which is a shame because it is really informative, especially on Mia. Yeah, RE7 was great. Really great atmosphere. Combat wasn't as great for me personally, but the atmosphere was really good, really fun, really well done. I love all the references they have to like modern day horror stuff, and pretty good game. This is what we kill her with. Oh, stab her quick! Oh. No, it's gone. Oh. I don't know if we should have done that. Ooh. Ma'am. Oh my gosh. arguably the worst game. No, I'm kidding. If I'm being honest, RE8 is probably like my favorite games in regards to like aesthetic, along with RE1. I love the castle. The village itself too is really great. They really mastered like really pushing like the aesthetic they're going for, right? Ethan, he's a badass. He's so cool. He's literally getting his arm chopped off and just sticking it back on there and pause. Really good though. Really, he's so cool. Like I don't have anything necessarily bad to say about Ethan because he's better than me. Because if I was in Ethan's position, I would have been like, you know what, just kill me. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I came here from my wife, but like fuck, I'm too scared. So he's better than me in that instance. I mentioned it earlier, but RE7 and RE8 are really good at making new characters and making them interesting. Like the Baker family, or even Evelyn was, I didn't mention her too much, but she's really interesting. And they did this again in RE8. Lady Dimitrescu, fuck, I don't remember everybody else's name, but you know who I'm talking about, like all of the lords. They're all very interesting. I am sad. I wish like we would have more time with each of them, but maybe I'm just being greedy. I'm just being greedy. But yeah, they're all really interesting and really cool. And again, RE8 kind of suffers the same issues, and maybe I shouldn't say it's an issue, but it suffers from the same fate of having all these really cool ideas and them having to chop out a lot of them, again, to have a cohesive story and just make deadlines and stuff. But yeah, everybody's portion was really interesting. Even that fuck ass fish guy, I hate that guy, but like even his section, I will admit, was good. It was interesting. Fighting a fish I never thought I would do in one of these games. Actually, why would I say that? I fought so many fish in this game. I fought a shark at one point, but I guess just fighting a slimy fish like him, I never thought I would do. But yeah, everybody's section, well, hold up, now let me take that back a little bit. Heisenberg section was, for me personally, my least favorite because well, first of all, I had to kill a bunch of robots, which is, you know, as in a robot myself, it's a little awkward. It did feel a little too long for me personally. Atmosphere's really well done, the aesthetic's really well done in that game. Again, the combat is also just like shoot and push, which is, it's fine. And nothing crazy, nothing notable about the guns either. Like I said. Oh, the introduction of Miranda was interesting. I think this adds a really nice layer to the viruses in general. The mold was interesting too, although it is ultimately what ends up killing Ethan. It was still very interesting. Although I say killing Ethan, but he got much more time than he was allotted. Which is, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, like, isn't it kind of weird that like Mia knew that he was like mold, and then like she still turned around and like chose to like kiss him? Is like, isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? I mean, it's her husband, you know. Yeah, no complaints. I just will patiently wait and see what is they decide to do with the mold in the future. And yeah, that brings us to RE9.
I don't give up that easy.
Okay, was that necessary? Wait, no, we don't have to. We could just go around the other way. What? Okay, alright, this is fine. Wait, we're jumping? Yeah, I didn't really like that game. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. R9 was great. Honestly, maybe one of my favorite, like, probably definitely top 3 for me personally. I think my top 3 have got to be RE1. Oh no, sorry. Well, RE1 is pretty good. RE0. Shit. Fuck. I don't know. They're all really good. I don't want to tier list them. But RE9 is pretty high up there. I love the way they did Grace and Leon's parts. The way that, like, 1 second I'm fucking terrified out of my mind, and then the next second I'm fucking slamming people into the ground, shooting their brains out. Like, so good. So great. Actually, so great. And the horror that they did in Grace's part, so good. So scary. So scary. Genuinely terrifying. I love that they used both points of view too, because I mean they're known for both at this point. But what a really great use of both of them. First person always gives you like this claustrophobic feeling of like, oh god, you know, I'm gonna die. And the third person you just look cool, you know what I'm saying? So I think they did a really good use of both perspectives in that game. I know a lot of people don't like Grace. I like Grace. She's very realistic, I feel like. Again, I don't think we'll ever really see her again, which is a little sad, but that's what happens with characters, you know. But I like Grace. I like Emily. Again, I think if Leon never appeared in another RE game, new RE game, because let's be honest, they're gonna remake 6. If he never appeared in another game, I think I would be okay with that, because I mean he's old, man. Like, he's got a wife at this point. Just let him go home and be old. What do old people do? Sudoku? Like, but yeah, the first part of that game was really good. Leon's portion in Raccoon City was good, really good. The RPD section was a little short. I wish it was a little bit longer. It was like pretty much just all fan service, but I can't complain too much because if I really do want to experience more of the RPD, I could ultimately just go play fucking RE2. So I can't sit here and be like, wow, there's nothing else to do in this rubble-filled building that I've already played in before. So, oh, I will say, I wish Xeno was used a little bit more. I feel like he was really underused. We didn't even get to fight him. Like, I didn't even get to fight the dude. Like, he just TPs away because he thinks he's like Wesker or some shit. He's not, by the way. But, like, there's no, like, real fight with him. That was a little bit disappointing for me. And also, shit, what's his name? Fuck, I forgot his name. Victor, Gideon. I thought he was gonna be a little bit more like a snake, but he wasn't. Yeah, the ending was a little bit, I don't want to say anticlimactic, but I did think there was going to be a bigger fight with Xeno. I'm sure they're saving him for the next game, right? He's going to be the big bad because, you know, they want to have another Wesker so bad. But they, you know, they already killed him, so they can't really use actual Wesker, so they're just gonna make a Wesker copy, you know? A little bit anticlimactic for me in the end, but it feels a little bit like a stepping stone in terms of Xeno. It feels like a little bit of a stepping stone for him to be the big baddie in RE10 when that inevitably comes out. What else do I have to say about that game? I don't know, that's it. That was pretty good. Yeah, it was a pretty good game. I'd play it again. And yeah, that's all my thoughts on all the Resident Evil games. Pretty mid, pretty mid franchise. No, I genuinely, when I first started these games, I did not think I would like them as much as I do. They're really great games. And I'm excited for future games we will totally be playing on stream. Yay! And yeah, I ended up really liking these games. I'm so glad I took the time to play all of the ones I got in that sale. So many years ago, I got all those games in a sale, and I was like, okay, I'll play them when I get time. And they sat in my Steam library for many a year. And by many a year, I mean like maybe 3 years. And I finally got around to playing them, and it was a blast. I get why it is such a big franchise. And yeah, I can say I'm a fan. Alright? Even if I didn't play 5 and 6, which will happen eventually. But yeah. Pretty cool, pretty neat. And that's it. Woo! We did it!